Tuesday, love.
Tuesday, Saturday number 3. So, hey, listen, Tara and I, we sitting over here watching a Tubi movie right now. I'm the Tubi junkie. But hey, listen, we were just sitting here thinking, and many times people ask us, well, ask Caden, well, now that you graduated at 13, are you going to college? So here's the deal. Me and Tara just sat and thought about it. I said, wait a minute. If this boy physically goes to a college, let's say, do you realize, like, we can't, he's a minor still. So y'all realize, let's say he went to Harvard or he went to SFU or whatever colleges are out here. Y'all do know this boy can't stay on campus, right? Nobody ever thinks about that when they ask these questions. So does that mean that we have to up and relocate and move to that state as well, and then tag along in the back of the classroom, taking him to and from class? See, sometimes people don't ever think their thoughts through. They just say stuff because it's conditioned thinking. Well, for surely you graduated high school and you did it early. You're supposed to go to college, right? Well, think about this. It's not every day that a 13-year-old graduates from high school, so that's kind of considered an anomaly. So why would you take an anomaly and put them in a system that everybody else partakes in? So wouldn't it make sense to be like, hey, let's study him. He's a little different. Let's do something different. We were also thinking too, let's just suppose he went to school here in Atlanta, went to Georgia State University, went to Georgia Tech. Y'all realize the boy can't drive. We would still have to take him to school. And I don't know about you, Tara, but I ain't trying to sit in the back of the room and just be doodling and scrolling and reading books while he's in class and then just carry him around from class to class to class. So again, this is a lot of things that people don't think about. And if I can be quite truthful, what's that like?
We discovered that it would slow down his impact.
Absolutely. Explain that, unpackage that.
So if Caden were, just like if he were in school now, like he would have to take days off of school, but there were some days that we would have to be like, hey, he has to go to school because he can only miss a certain amount of days. So if he went to college and had a college load of classes, he would be in school and have less time to go out to schools and teach and do all the things that he's doing right now. He wouldn't have been able to be at the White House. He wouldn't
credential.
Yeah.
Speaking for Forbes next month. And the thing about it is, if I can be quite honest, if Caden can make a $10,000, $15,000 keynote from 45 minutes, you can't justify going to college for that. He makes more money than most college graduates as a 13-year-old. So these are just things that I think that so many times we were just talking about. It's just people are so conditioned to only think or say one thing. It's like, just in school, we were talking about it earlier, it's like in school, we're taught we got to raise our hand to speak. We have to walk in a single file line. We have to do all these things. And then that conditioning just leads into when we become young adults, going to college or getting a job, the same thing. People are going to tell you what to do and you don't be able to have a say-so in your life because everything is conditioned and patterned. But, you really can't justify how it makes sense for, like you said, to be so focused on sitting in a classroom to where you might get a degree and still only find a job making $50,000 a year. The math ain't mathing. So I think a lot of times we have to look at a different paradigm shift as far as the most efficient way to educate ourselves. See, there's different kinds of education, and just going to class does not determine your success. Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, once said, going to college does not guarantee success, neither does its absence ensure failure. So again, you got to really ask yourself, why are you going to school? We went to Prudential. I was talking to a lot of the parents and they were all telling me, hey, listen, for my kid to go to college, I have to work 10 years past where I thought I was going to have to work just to get them through college. And then when we talked to some of the college students at Rutgers a few weeks back, they were all like, well, I'm just going to stay at my mom and dad until I'm like 26, 27 until I pay off this student loan debt. But here's the deal. You can ensure that your parents will keep their job for you to even have a place to lay your head. What if something happened to your parents? So people's exit strategies to pay off their student loan, the math don't math.
Right. And also, just because Caden is not in regular grade school doesn't mean he isn't learning. Caden is still learning every day. He's still reading. He still does things at home with us. But also, he's learning more in the business cohorts that he's attending than he would learn if he did go to college to a professor.
So explain what that is, because some people may not know what a cohort, cohort is.
A business cohort, it may be 4 to 6 days long. He has one coming up that's a week long. So you go into this cohort, they bring in the expert marketers, the expert salesmen, and you're learning
CEOs.
you're learning these things from people who are actually doing it.
So again, like we talked about earlier, if you go to school and take business administration, you got to listen to what the title is. It's business administration. It's teaching you how to administer someone else's business. It doesn't teach you entrepreneurship. It doesn't teach you business ownership. So again, you have to ask yourself this. Majority of college professors that teach any kind of business class never owned a business. That doesn't pass the common sense test. It's kind of like getting marriage advice from someone who's never been married. So again, you're in a position where you have these people so-called teaching students about business, but they never owned a business. And again, they're making a teacher or a professor's salary. So it's not commensurate to what they're teaching as far as the result of a person who, as Tara just said, you're getting real world application. Just a couple of weeks ago, Caden sat in the boardroom with the COO of Scrub Daddy. Come on, man. What better education can you get than having a one-on-one meeting in the boardroom with a COO of a major multi-million dollar company? Same thing with Prudential. Caden was having lunch with the CEO, Mr. Lowry, of Prudential. Can't no college teach you that kind of stuff. But more importantly, he builds relationships with every event. He's going to be speaking for Forbes next month. He's doing another talk with the 100 Black Men of Atlanta in just a few weeks. So again, you got to look at the relationships that you build and the knowledge that you get. Because just reading the book's not a big deal. And I'm going to close on this. When I was in the Air Force, I have a background in aerospace propulsion aeronautics. So pretty much anything on aircraft I can do. But the deal was, we didn't start just learning from a textbook and then just like, okay, 2 years later, 3 years later, let's go out and get on an airplane. No, the first day of class, the instructor said, bring your TO, which is called a technical order. That's your book on what you learn. He said, bring that out here. You may need to stand on it so you can reach the engine. Because we got right on the plane and started working on it first-hand application. It's like we just shared with everybody not too long ago with DJ. DJ did in 6 months what it take a person to go to college 18 to 24 months to do. He did it in 6 months and was out helping deliver babies, treating gunshot wound victims to the head, stuff like that. So it's the real world application that really matters. So moving forward, we got to get a different paradigm shift. We have to start thinking differently because here's the deal. The classrooms of 2024 looks identical to the classrooms of 1939. You guys got Apple 13, 14, 15s, Android 13, 14, 15. That's because they continue to evolve. But you got to think, go back to when we had the bag cell phone with the big giant antenna. Think about the flip phone with the little orange analog. Now we have touchscreen. We're talking our watch now. So everything around us evolves and revolves, but it evolves because we went from horse and buggies to now electric cars. You got some cars so-called fly, but the classroom still stays the same. So how can you ever get ahead if you're still teaching archaic educational systems? So we got to do different things if you want different results. Caden didn't just fall off the turnip truck and graduate at 13. He didn't just fall off the turnip truck and be a strong six-figure earning 13-year-old CEO. He didn't just fall off the turnip truck being a financial prodigy. We cultivated that. We molded that. We exposed and educated him in different ways outside of the traditional system. Hence, we have a different outcome. So anything you want to say on that in closing, babe?
Nope. We got to go. We got to move to one.
All right. Look, y'all on our Tubi time. So, got to go. That's what time and money freedom will afford you. To be able to do what you want to do, whenever you want to, with whomever you want to, for however long you want to. And you ain't got to ask nobody. All right, y'all. Make impact. Make money while you're doing it.